Many have asked what my semaglutide dose was, how I tapered off, and how much weight I lost during my 6-month time frame using semaglutide. If you don't know what semaglutide is, it's a peptide that you inject once per week, and basically, it takes away your desire to eat. The name brand that you may be familiar with is marketed as Ozempic. You know, that blue clickable pen? I would have never qualified for the brand Ozempic, so I used semaglutide from a compound pharmacy, and it was compounded with vitamin B12, which is why my vial has a red hue. When I started this journey in July of 2023, I was around 130 pounds. If you saw my mommy makeover videos I shared, I had gotten down to about 118 pounds. However, 2 months later, after my surgery, my weight had climbed up 12 pounds, causing me some alarm. My goal was to be about 110 pounds. And please remember, I am 5'2", so this is a reasonable weight for my stature. On July 2nd, 2023, my initial dose was 10 units at a lower concentration of semaglutide. So semaglutide can come in different concentrations, and you start off with a lower concentration. And so my first concentration was low, and I did 10 units. On July 9th, this is increased to 15 units, but of the same concentration. The following week, on July 16th, it increased to 20 units, but on the same concentration. So I went from 10 to 15 to 20. On July 23rd, I dosed another 20 units on the initial concentration. For the last week in July, I dosed 20 units again, and I continued dosing at this same concentration at 20 units for the rest of August. At this point, I had a follow-up appointment with my prescribing doctor, and he decided to bump my concentration up for my next vial of semaglutide. This is totally normal. You usually start at a lower concentration, and then your following prescription is a higher concentration. So for September, I began using the higher concentration, but reduced it from the 20 units used previously down to 10 units on September 3rd and for September 10th. Basically, I was giving myself the same dose because the 10 units at the higher concentration are the equivalent to 20 units at the lower concentration. As September progressed, my weight was about 115 pounds, and I wanted to start tapering. Many people might always need to utilize a GLP-1 peptide such as semaglutide, Liraglutide, or Tirzepatide to control their blood sugar and their addiction to food. However, most will taper off once their goal weight is achieved, and this is how I tapered. I began by skipping my dose on September 17th. I did feel more hungry during this 2-week spread, and on September 24th, I injected 20 units of the higher concentration. So I jumped up 10 units on the higher concentration. I continued the same 20 unit dose every 2 weeks in October, injecting on October 8th and October 22nd. My weight was holding at around 110 pounds, and I was thrilled. In November, I cut this down to 1 dose per month, injecting on November 26th following Thanksgiving. At this point, I wasn't sure if I would give myself another dose because I knew I was getting quite thin. Many of you might be able to relate. December, like every December, was more hectic than normal, and I wasn't weighing myself, and I wasn't paying attention to food. At Christmas, I made a lot of traditional family Christmas foods, and I felt more motivated to eat. However, I became concerned that I was eating too much sugar and decided to inject again on December 26th. Even though I thought I was eating a lot, my weight had dropped again to 105 pounds, and I quickly realized this was all in my head. It actually caused me some alarm. During New Year's week, I didn't even want to weigh myself, fearing I would drop below 100 pounds. I recognized at this point that semaglutide had worked its magic, and I needed to stop using it. I was aware that to get this shape, I had compromised a good deal of muscle, and I'm certain some bone density. I have not dosed in January 2024, and I currently don't have plans to use it again. The semaglutide has helped me not crave sugar as I once did. Christmas, I think, was an outlier because although I did eat Christmas cookies, bread, and potatoes, I didn't have binges. In fact, we threw a lot of it away as soon as the holidays ended. The use of semaglutide did cause a metabolic stress in my body from low calories, and that is the reason I believe this November I had a very intense hair shed, resulting in nearly 50% of my hair falling out. Luckily, I did start with an overabundance of hair, and although it's hard on me to have this hair loss, I'm assured it will grow back. To aid my hair regrowth, I'm currently taking the Smarty Pants Prenatal Gummy daily. Additionally, I add Mary Ruth's Woman's Multivitamin plus Lustriva Hair Growth Liposomal to my Stanley Cup each day. And these vitamins are linked in the description of this video. I also switched my hair products to Bondi Boost HG Duo Shampoo and Conditioner. I really like how this makes my thinner hair feel after a wash and blow dry. In January 2024, I started lifting again to restore muscle loss and improve bone density. My protein goal is now 120 grams per day, and I'm hopeful this will allow me to rebuild muscle. I still go to hot yoga 2 times per week because it's an incredible body detox. My studio is heated with radiant heat that improves my circulation, healing, and metabolism. I've also added walking to my routine. I walk 2 to 3 miles at a speed of 3 miles per hour at an incline of 4. I do these walks a few times a week while live on Instagram so I can walk and talk. You're always welcome to bring your questions and insights, and I do my best to respond. I do realize that many have concerns about the use of Ozempic or the peptide, semaglutide, and the potential side effects. From my point of view, 7 months after starting it and now stopping, I'm extremely satisfied with the outcome and will continue to share how I manage my life after using it. I'm 1 month out from my last semaglutide injection and my ability to eat has increased. However, I don't feel emotional towards food, and this hopefully will help me achieve my goals for nutrition. If you watched my previous food videos, you know I believe meat heals. My husband changed his life dramatically last year eating a meat-only diet. My original plan was to go strictly carnivore, but I've decided that for the next few months as I build muscle and bone density, I need more calories. Meat is amazing for so many health reasons, and it will help you shed fat. One reason is that you become less hungry when eating meat only. This isn't a bad thing if you want deficits and to maintain muscle. However, if you want to build muscle, I personally need more calories in a day. Along with 120 grams of protein per day, I also want to hit about 1,500 calories per day. To do this, I'll be adding sweet potato, rice, avocado, and a coconut milk chia pudding, along with lots of meat to help me restore muscle. I don't want all my nutrition coming from protein shakes, although they are great and convenient, and I do utilize them. I will, of course, keep you posted on my journey and what I notice, and hopefully share some new successes this coming year. Oh, and the next video is going to be all about my hormones and Hashimoto's and how I found out. Make sure to check the description box for any item mentioned, and I'll see you on the next video.
Feel like Kobe, I'm like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you're pushing 40. You can never little bro me. You're on step like Ginobili, from young OG to the OG.